right, guys. So today is Monday, September 21st. So you are either in the Hangout or you are either in person. You make sure you submit your attendance if you are a online virtual kid still. After we do this, you are going to watch this video, 11.2 day 2 video. Use notebook paper, online kids, use notebook paper. Don't use Tammy because it's just writing all over the place. And then you do not need to submit your notes on Schoology. And then you have the 5-question Schoology assignment. It's not a quiz. We call it a quiz, but it's just an assignment, okay? It's due by the end of the day today at 11:59 p.m., so get it done. It's 5 questions, okay? Now, you in-person kids, that's this paper. So you don't need to do anything in Tammy or print it out because it's this paper. I already printed it out for you, okay? Since you are in person, I'm just going to be printing out everything for you. It's just easier that way.
Should they still go on a school to put their answers in or anything like that?
So you are not submitting your notes, so you're not going to take a picture of this, but you are going to get on Schoology as your homework and do this 5-question quiz. That's your homework today, and to finish the video, since we're not going to finish it, okay? All right, so let's do that. Here's your first problem. We have an equation. We have these horrible fractions. Does anyone remember from Friday when I have fractions? I don't want to deal with fractions. What should I do instead? Yes, Jema? Change it to a decimal problem. Good job. So I'm going to change this to a decimal problem. So I'm going to cross this out and change it to a decimal problem. So everyone write this down, please, okay? So I have 9. That's still 9. Plus 3/4. Does anyone remember how do I change a fraction to a decimal? Divide. Thank you, Savannah. So I'm dividing 3/4. So in my calculator, I would literally just go 3 divided by 4 and then equals. So it's 0.75. Don't round it. Write all the numbers. So it's 0.75x. Then I have equals, okay, 7/8. So 7/8 is 7 divided by 8. 0.875. Please do not round this. Write every single number down because if you round it, then you're changing the problem. So this is 0.875x and then minus 10. Here's my new problem. I'm going to draw my line. Okay, I'm going to move, was it the bigger x or the smaller x? Brooke? Smaller. Good job, Brooke. So I'm going to move my smaller x. So I have 0.75 or 0.875. Just round up to the same one. 0.7 or 0.8. Valeria, which one is smaller? 0.7. Good. So we're going to drop down the smaller one. 0.7 is smaller than 0.8. So I'm going to drop that one down on both sides. And remember, put your x's underneath your x's. Okay, so let's see how I move this. I see a plus 0.75x. So Erin, what's the opposite of plus? Minus, so I'm going to minus 0.75x on both sides. That means this can cancel out, and I'm going to rewrite my whole problem. So let's just drop it down. Here, I have a 9. That canceled out, so that disappeared. Here, I have an equals. Okay, I have 0.875 minus 0.75 in my calculator. I love this calculator so much. It's 0.125. And then I have an x. And then I still have the minus 10. Okay, now I have a 2-step equation. I know I need to move the 0.125 and I know I need to move the 10. So what do you think? Which number do I drop down now? Brooke? The 10, because it's farther away from the x. Always move the number that's farther away. So I'm going to drop down the 10 on both sides. Look at the symbol before. I see that it's minus 10. So Leslie, what's opposite of minus? plus is opposite of minus. So opposite of minus is plus. So I'm going to add 10 to both sides. And so that's why that cancels out. So now 9 plus 10 is 19. And then I have equals. And then I have 0.125x. Okay. Larson, what number is still on the same side as x? So that's the number I need to move. So I'm dropping it down on both sides. Look at how they're connected and do the opposite. So what's the opposite of 0.125 times x? Shema? So I'm going to divide both sides by 0.125, and that cancels out. So I have 19 divided by 0.125. That gives me 152. So 152 equals x, and that's my answer. And remember, I can always plug it back in and double check. I showed you how to do that already a couple of times. So to save time, because we already lost a lot of time today, let's just move on. So if you can change your problem to a decimal problem, change it. But sometimes you gotta suck it up and just be a big girl or a big boy, and you have to do fractions. So if I wanted to change this problem to a decimal problem, do you see how 2/3 is repeating? I can't change this to a decimal problem. I have to leave it as a fraction problem because 2/3 is repeating. So this was 0.6 repeated, and then negative 3/4, let's just see what it is negative 0.75. Okay, so I have to leave it as a fraction problem because this one is repeated, darn it. But I can drop down the smaller one. So J, which one is smaller, 0.6 or negative 0.75? Negative, right? Negative is always small. So the negative 0.75 is smallest, so that's what I'm going to drop down. So 3/4 x, 3/4 x. Now it says negative 3/4 x. Parker, what's opposite of negative? Plus, positive, same thing. So I'm going to add 3/4 x to both sides. That means that goes away. Okay, so now just drop everything down. When I do that, I have 2/3. Remember how to type in a fraction in your calculator? You hit alpha y equals enter. So 2/3 and then arrow out to hit plus, then alpha y equals 3/4. That gives me 17/12. Oh, what an ugly fraction, but that's okay. Just use it, 17/12. I don't have to change it to a mixed number. The great thing about 8th grade math is we don't like mixed numbers. We just like improper things. So 17/12 x plus 1/6, just drop it down, equals plus 1, so that's just positive 1. Okay, move either 17/12 or 1/6. Does anyone think they know which one, Aaron?
17/12.
Nope, close, the 1/6. Because it's a number that's farther away from the x. Always do the one that's on the same side, but farther away from the x. So move the 1/6. I see a plus 1/6. Araceli, what's opposite of plus? Thank you. So minus, subtract on both sides. And that cancels out. So I have 17/12 x equals 1 minus 1/6. I don't know. But use your calculator. 1 minus 1/6. So alpha y equals enter. 1/6 is 5/6. Okay. Sophia, what fraction is still on the same side as x? So that's the one I'm dropping down. Savannah, do I add, subtract, multiply, or divide 17/12? Yes, because it's 17/12 times x. Opposite of times is divide. So I'm going to divide both sides by 17/12, and that's why that cancels out. So I have x, I have equals, okay, 5, 6 divided by 17/12. I don't know, but use your calculator. 5, 6 is on top, so type it first. Arrow out, divide by. 17/12 is on the bottom, so write it second. What's my answer? 10/17. What an ugly answer, but that's okay. That's my answer. So guys, from now on, your answer might not always be like 2, 5, 6, like nice, happy, whole numbers. It might just be a fraction or an ugly decimal, and that's okay. Okay. This question, save time. Let's skip it, okay? So skip the third one. This fourth one, okay, online kids, you need to write down the question. Sorry, guys, it's just you don't have a printer at home, then we just have to write it down. Okay. This one is a little bit different. So it's already a decimal, so that's already good. But here's the thing. I have 4.5 and I have 5.1. I have variables on both sides. I want to move them, but the issue is if I were to move the smaller one, 4.5 is smaller. If I were to move the 4.5 to this side, wouldn't that make everything on this side and nothing on that side? So doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose? Like I want W's on one side and numbers on the other. So technically this is the only one time where I should not move the 4.5, the smaller one, because then everything would be on one side and this side would be a big fat 0. Okay, so sometimes you will need to move the bigger one because you want your W's on one side and you want your numbers on the other. Okay, this is an imaginary positive 5.1. Karina, what's the opposite of positive? Negative, which is the same thing as saying minus. Thank you. So I'm actually going to minus 5.1 W on both sides. So that cancels out. Okay, so in my calculator, 4.5 minus 5.1, I get negative 0.6. So negative 0.6 W equals, what do you guys think? Is that a positive or a negative 30 on this side? Negative, good job, right? Because it's a minus 30. Minus 30 is negative 30. Okay, so what number is still on the same side as X or W? Correct? So that's what I'm dropping down. Taylor, what do you think? Add, subtract, multiply, divide. Because it's negative 0.6 times. So yep, opposite of times is divide. Just make sure that you're dividing by the negative, right? Because you're taking the symbol with you. So you have W equals, and then negative 30 divided by negative 0.6 is 50. And that's my answer. Okay, I know we're doing a lot, but that's also just because I'm just giving you less to do for the notes. Because you're supposed to finish the notes, right, before you do the 5-question thing. So I'm just doing some with you, okay? So you don't have to do it by yourself. Okay, so let's just choose one more word problem to do, okay? So let's just do this one. So for this problem, it says Marcia is changing her phone service. One data package charges an initial fee of $50 and $13.25 per month. The other has no initial fee, but charges $25.75 per month. How many months would Marcia have paid the same amount? If it's asking for the same amount, what symbol goes in between these numbers? Brooke? Sorry, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry, what? Thank you. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm literally deaf. I have a fan, and then you guys have your mask. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to shout. I'm so sorry. This is so weird. I know. But At least I get to see you guys. I'm so happy today. Okay, so if you want it to be the same, then it's an equal sign. Okay, so let's do the yellow first. $50 and $13.25 a month. So I know I have to write 50. I know I have to write 13.25. So if it's $50 and 13.25, what symbol do you think goes in between here? And. Aaron? Nope. Close though. Savannah? Addition plus. Because it's and $50 and another 13.25 a month. I don't know how many months. So if I don't know how many months, what letter should I write? Shema? Good job. Okay. Equals, because I want them to be the same. No initial fee. No. What number is no? Nothing. I have no money. How many dollars do I have? Zero. So no initial fee just means zero. So zero, so I don't have to write anything, but charges $25.75 a month. If I don't know how many months, then that's just X. Okay? You guys have to know how to set it up before you solve it. Okay, so at this time, I'm going to stop. Okay? So online kids and in-person kids, this is what you're going to be doing. Let's go back to Schoology. You're going to now finish the video. So you're going to have to grab your Chromebooks and finish the video. And then you're going to have to do the 5-question quiz, 5-question assignment for homework. So you're probably not going to get done with it until maybe go time or after school or something, but you do have homework in school now, okay? 5 questions, not too bad. All right, so go ahead and get started. Online